I should say thank you, my turtle, since I'm the only one that rescued you. The rest were too busy doing something else, I guess. But look, there it is. It's the Technodrome. The last level. I've kind of blazed through this game. I think I've only been playing for like 20 minutes. So, again, it falls into that category of the difficulty is added to the game to extend gameplay time, not necessarily actual game length. I hate all these little laser traps and stuff. Which makes you think, like, how much of this stuff within the Technodrome is, like, actual, you know, traps, and how much of it is actual necessity? And secondly, how do they drill out of the ground and then not leave a hole or anything? I mean, I understand, like, you know, this is some interdimensional guys that, you know, with resources and stuff, but do they really want to start drilling holes in their own base? Is that really, really what they want to do? Because I don't think it is. I don't think it's in their best interest. Ah! I did so well there for a second. The environmental, like I said, it's the environmental hazards in this map I hated. I love this part. You're just kind of like, whoa, giant balls. Where are the giant balls coming from? This is like a $1 billion Death Star type of thing. And their best defense on a ramp is just balls. Meanwhile, everybody waiting down here for me to try and kill me should have been hit by all the balls. So really it should work out in my advantage, the giant balls. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I'm just going to say giant balls one more time for you. Yeah, see what that does for you. Giant balls. Anyways, get back to the murdering of robots, if you consider, you know, killing robots murder. It's time for the other rock guy? Yep, there he is. Now, it's not bad enough. This one, he's got, I believe he has a little explodey fire thing just like the other guy does. And then if you touch that back wall, you can get electrocuted, so he can punch you, he can flame you, you can get hit on that wall. You know, they don't, you know, the bosses aren't difficult enough, so we need to add environmental hazards. See, there it is. He knocked me into the wall, and then my hitbox was apparently just close enough to the other hitbox. Ugh. Although it looks like I'm beating this guy way faster than I was the other guy. Come on. This was that's your super move, ladies and gentlemen. You like stand in place and swing your stick. It's basically the same for every single one of them. It's just a different weapon swing. Which would have been kind of cool if they could have done something. I feel like in the Simpsons game, they did, each person had like an individual type of like super type of swing. Come on. Aw, come on. I walked away from it and it got me. That's not fair. Well, I do have this to say. He's been pretty intimidating with that gun, but he has not used the gun even once. Donatello, mass murder, stands among your ashes. That's fine. The rubble of my foe. Alright. Now we got Kang. This is where I was when I was a little kid. And I was down to my last, like, 2 or 3 quarters. And I had my mom hurry to the machine and go get me more quarters. And the guy who was the manager of the arcade, because it was an arcade at the mall, so nobody technically owned the arcade there, it just was leased out. But anyways, he came over and started watching, and he was like, where are you at? I was like, I'm pretty sure it's the last boss. He's like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen anybody get to this. So either he's like talking up an 8-year-old, which, you know, 10 to 1 is probably what was going on, or he genuinely had not seen anybody this far at the end of the game. And when he came over, other people in the arcade started coming over. I had, I don't know, I think it was like 10 people standing around watching. I mean, I said to people if they wanted to join in, they could, because, I mean, half the fun of this game really is playing with 4 people. So, I really wasn't opposed to anybody wanting to play with me. But everybody was more entertained by the fact that an 8-year-old kid was, you know, beating an arcade game that nobody had seen beaten at this arcade specifically. So it was, you know, it was a pretty cool moment for me. I enjoyed it a lot. Man, I didn't realize how repetitive the music was in this game. You hear a lot of just the same little tunes, and they just kind of loop them a lot. Which you think, you know, with the arcade card, they have a little more room for a little something something in there. Kind of really want to play the Nintendo version of this now. There's, you know, there's a couple of added stages, I think, to make the home release a little more worth, what, $40, $50 probably what that game was when it came out. So everybody out there complaining about games costing $50, $60 now, just remember that. Just remember that Nintendo games used to be like $30 to $50 when they came out too. So, oh, shout out to Optic Shibuya 13. He's online. One of these days, I'm going to remember to set to busy, so you guys don't have to see the little pop-ups that come on my thing there. But, yeah, whatever. Oh my gosh, am I actually hitting the right one for a change? Can I beat this fight without getting turned into a turtle? Nope, I beat the wrong one. That's fine. This is another... No! This is another game extending technique. Oh, look, it's the final boss? Well, we're just going to split him into 2. And because he's now split into 2, the boss fight's going to be twice as long. Yeah, that's fair, right? Sure, that's fair. Can we have another 500 quarters? No? Okay. Just kidding. They got my quarters. They got so many of my quarters. This game, X-Men, The Simpsons. Oh man, what other ones? Double Dragon in the arcade. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of random games like this. Spider-Man, the Avengers one. Those ones I kind of hated though, because I felt like they really were quarter soakers. I literally felt like they just were trying to rip you off because you would lose life just for walking around. And it wasn't like a health bar system per se, it was like a number system. So when you would walk around, you would start with, say, 300 or something. And then as soon as you would start walking around, each step you took down that number. So you'd be 300, then 299, then 298, and it was like, why am I losing so much life? And it's like, oh, it's because whenever I move, I lose life. That was always kind of irritating, I thought. Because, again, it's just one of those techniques to soak money away from you. And it's just not fair. It's not fair to the consumer. Did I... Oh, okay. I beat him. Didn't even know I beat him. Just saw the other guy start to dissipate and was like, oh no. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully nothing but robots were on that. Or the turtles are basically, you know, as terrible and genocidal as the other people. Epilogue. Freak the Foots. Mangle the Mousers. And total the Technodrome. That's turtle power! But... what about the Shredder and Krang? I apologize. What about the Shredder and Krang? Burn to toast? Vaporize the milkshake? Or escape to Dimension X? Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds. Shells! Well, there it is, ladies and gents. I beat the game. Took about 30 minutes. Yeah, wasn't too bad. It was an enjoyable game. You know, I don't know how much of the credits I'm going to make you sit through. But I just want to, you know, thanks to G Suzuki for the game. He programmed a pretty great game. And Moriyama 25? Is 25 really your last name? Come on. Kei Hattori, we get it. Why, Asano? Why? Okay, Yamashita. I get it. It's Cheetah, but never mind. So, yeah, I get that's about it, guys. That is about it. Oh yeah, I get to put in my name because I'm the leader of the game because I scored more points than anybody who currently played this session with me. Yeah, and this is what you always see in the arcades. There it is. I beat Hid and Tack, ladies and gentlemen. So, there it is. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Oh, I can't end it now. We have to hear the theme song.